Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now I did say I wanted to have a mess around with some Inktense blocks on some fabric. Now I did remember that I had these materials. I cannot remember for the life of me, and I've looked on Amazon. Believe me, I've just spent nearly 40 minutes looking through orders and trying to find the exact cloth, and I cannot find it. I've got a funny feeling it's just cotton, the actual cloth that I bought, but this is watercolour. I did a watercolour, I don't know what you want to call it, I'm going to call it a planet and then attempted a little galaxy on that one. That one dried a little bit weird, you can see the lines and it bled through a little bit. But these contraptions are for embroidery actually, so I thought that I'd do a tester on this with the Inktense blocks and then move over to a old t-shirt that I've got, that if it destroys it I won't be upset. I don't know whether I should put that on there, or I've got a wooden block that's probably a better idea to lay this on, because ideally I didn't want a perfect circle. I wanted it to be really messy and abstract. That's my plan anyway, that is my plan. This is the embroidery set. I had to take a picture because I couldn't remember, I wouldn't remember what it was. So that's the embroidery set that I actually bought, and I've actually still got all that stuff as well. I do plan on trying it again, but all you do, so you get the smaller piece, is this the front or the back? So your smaller piece at the back, I'm going to flip this over, and then you pop the bigger piece over the top, and then you've got this little contraption at the top. Make sure it's loose. Just flip this back over, and then you want to fit this perfectly over that circle that you can see there, and try and get it as tight as possible. I know that there's a line through, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm doing this as a tester for the blocks, so I'll start to tighten it now. So you just tighten by moving this and it tightens the screw, and while I'm doing that I'll pull it just to try and get it as tight as possible. A little bit more. Now if I stuck that in the washing machine it'd be gone in no time with it being watercolour. So again, this will be a good test. I will wash this and see how it comes out. I'll wash it on its own. I'm not going to put anything else in it. But the only thing that does concern me is the actual ink running and then running on the rest of the t-shirt that I've got here, tank top, whatever you want to call it. So that'll do for now. It doesn't need to be perfect, and I've seen a couple of different ways of attempting this. Now when I did this one with watercolour, I pre-wet it. I completely soaked this cloth, and I mean it was soaking, and that seemed to let me get a nice blend. But I'm not sure if I'm going to go for this sort of blended effect or not. I'm not 100% sure. If this doesn't work out, I've got plenty of this cloth to try again. It's really not as tight as I'd want it to be, that. So let me see if I can get it a little bit tighter. So you shove these parts in and you pull the fabric through. So let me see if I can do that all the way around, just to get it as tight as possible. That seems a little bit better, and see if I can tighten this. My son's here and he's probably stronger than me, so I might pass this to him and see if he can tighten it a little bit more for me. Probably that's as good as I'm going to get, I think, without keep messing with it anyway. I think I'm going to use the blocks straight from these little containers. You might have saw that I've put them into my own little palettes, which they have dried beautifully. She says that and then one of them falls out. But they have dried really nice. And I've used them a couple of times already, so I'll have to pre-wet that one to make sure it sticks down. But I plan on using them straight from the block, as in picking up the block and doing it like that. So I'm going to have to put gloves on. So I'll get all this set up and then come back. So I've put you a little bit higher up now, and I've put this desk protector down because I know how messy I am. very messy. I can't find my disposable gloves. I've got like a 200 pack of disposable latex gloves. Oh, so it's irritating. I tell you, moving the house, you've just got stuff everywhere. My house isn't, it's not a tip, but there's just stuff everywhere. I'm trying to keep it clean and it's like, oh, there's just things everywhere. Yeah, so I can't find certain things, but I'm going to have to use my washing up gloves to do this. Now, I think I want to do it a similar way with this. I want to pre-wet the fabric as much as possible just to get it all nice and damp. And then I'm going to go straight in with the blocks and see how it reacts. If possible, I've got 2 cheapy watercolour brushes here that I don't mind if they get damaged. And I think I'll try and do a galaxy. Now, I pulled all of my blocks out now. I don't necessarily need all these colours. I will need the black, so I'll pull that out of this one. And then it's mostly pinks, purples and blues that I like to do my galaxies. So if I pick out a couple of shades of pinks, that's a nice fuchsia. We'll have some different blues. I might not use all these, I'm just getting them all out, so when my hands are messy it just makes it a little bit easier for myself. Perhaps a little bit more burgundy colour. Let's have a nice navy one. Oh, and let's add a little bit of turquoise actually. Yeah, let's do that. And then another purple. Right. So pre-wet with just clean water. If I remember correctly, now it's over a year ago since I've messed with this, I'm pretty sure it is. It's a long time ago. If I can't find it on the Amazon orders, then it's a long time ago. It's starting to peel up now. Just check the other side. You can't really tell a difference. It's gone slightly a different colour. You can see it better in the camera actually, so I'm better off looking at it up there. Let me see. I think there's a little bit at the edges that I haven't managed to get perfectly, but that should be okay. And it is dripping everywhere now, so it should be okay. Right, now that I've got that pre-wet, I do want to bring you down ever so slightly just so you can properly see what I'm doing. And let's just keep our fingers and toes crossed and just go for this. So I want to use the fuchsia first. Oh, there's blue on the other end. Oh, we'll use that up. We'll use that up and then get to the fuchsia. Whoa. Come on, blue, go away. See the blue on the end. There we go, that's better. So if we get our base layer down of this. Now this is going to be incredibly messy, so I'm glad that I did put my gloves on. And I have got a cloth here as well. So what about that turquoise shade? Just go straight in. And I do plan on wetting this again and then using the brush to move the colours around. This is just, I just want to get the colour down, just get enough colour. So a darker blue, oh, blue purple this one, really dark blue on the verge of a purple. Where's our true blue? Is that the true blue or is that the darker purple even? Is that I'm getting confused now. Here we go, here's the true blue. I want quite a bit of this. So I'll wet that again now. Oh my god. I'm going to have to put this outside to dry with the desk cover. I'm so glad that I decided to do that. So let me get my jug of water as well and see if we can get this moving around a little bit. Right, like I said, I'll put this outside to dry. It's a sunny day, so it shouldn't take too long to show you what it's going to actually look like once it's dry. While we're waiting for that, we could work on the t-shirt. Let's get all this mixed in and fully activated. See, my idea is I want some of the turquoise popping through and some of the pink popping through, but most of it I want it to be dark. And I'm wondering what the heat gun would be like on this, you know, so I could do a couple of different layers. We will see. I'll plug my heat gun in and have a little look. So let me wipe my hands. My heat gun is literally right here. I keep it quite handy. I might try and lift some of that pigment up as well and see how it behaves. I hope it behaves itself. So let's get this plugged in. And I've got my sockets right behind me, right in front of me. Just be careful with touching everything because I've literally got ink everywhere. So if I try and lift some of this up, how is it going to behave? Or is it completely already stained the fabric? I wonder. Let me check the other side. Wow, I'm surprised about that. I'm really surprised about that it's not bled through. So let's pop a little bit of the heat gun on. I just want to see if I can add a couple of layers. Ideally a couple of light layers, because I went a bit over the top, didn't I, with the purple. So it's good that we've done a tester, because otherwise it would have been on my t-shirt this. And I don't know how long this is going to take to actually dry. I nearly touched my face there. That would have been a mistake. And I'm wondering, can I use the white? Should I use the white Inktense to do the stars, or a white acrylic? Let's have a little look now. I know it won't be bone dry, but let's have a see. So it's not as white. So let's. Where's my nice fuchsia and my turquoise? I want to add a little bit more of that actually. So here's the fuchsia, sorry. Add a little bit more of that. It's not going to show up as well. Right, so I've learnt a lesson here. You need to start light and work in layers. That's the trick by the looks of it. My turquoise. Maybe it'll act differently as well now that it's not really wet. And what would happen actually if I put some white on? Curious. Will it actually lighten it? So let's activate that. Let's go with the turquoise first. Circular motions. Wipe that off. And what about this area with the white? Oh, so it does work quite nicely, that actually. It does lighten it up. Surprised about that actually. Now the pink. Let's clean my brush off again. I'm really surprised about that white, that worked beautifully. I like the look of that white, I really do. Let's try these now. I just love trying new things though. And if I get the knack of it straight away, I feel really proud of myself. But then if I don't, I'll give it a couple more goes. But I really enjoy playing with these. They're fun. I think a little bit more blue. I'll go with a lighter blue. Don't know how well it'll show up on that area with it being so dark. Right, I'm a bit torn about what to do with the white spots. Now I'm not going to put the white spots on yet anyway because I want it to fully dry. So what I will do, I will pop this outside on the line, wash myself up, and then come back, and then we'll attempt to do the t-shirt. Now I think that the t-shirt is going to act a lot differently than the this, because that t-shirt material is a very cheap material, yeah. It's just a little t-shirt tank top from Primark. I mean, it costs like £1.50, £2. So I've got a funny feeling that it'll really soak up these Inktense. I don't think we'll manage to get a good blend. Hopefully I'm surprised, but initially that's what I think. But I'll keep these colours out because these are the colours that I want to use, and I know that I need to be a little bit more careful with how much dark I'm putting down, because even though I do like this, I should have started off light and then worked up in layers. So yeah, I'll get this out on the line. So while that is drying on the line, I've got my board that I use for my watercolours and, well, basically anything that I know is going to be messy. So let's find the back. I'm going to slide this over the top because I do think that it's going to bleed through to the other side of this. It's not, like I said before, it's a really thin material, this. So I did actually look in the supermarket yesterday to see if I could find a cheap pure white top for Isabel. I couldn't find one, unfortunately, in my local Tesco. That's where I was yesterday. I took my son for breakfast. So there it is. It's definitely going to bleed through. And I've just realised I've left the rubber gloves on the line, so I'll have to go and get them. All sorted, and they have died. They have died. I was thinking as well, you could probably use the Inktense pencils to actually draw something. I'm not a talented drawer, so I don't think I'll attempt that right now, but it's something that I could do in the future. So I've kept out the colours that I used before. Now I'm going to work in layers this time. So I want to use my lightest fuchsia and then lightest turquoise first. We get this wet again, just like the cloth. I've just actually checked on the line and it's actually nearly dry, but I want to show you them both at the same time because I want to do the stars both at the same time. So that should be good enough for now, so let's just go for it. And I've got my water and my brush here ready. Yeah, that should be wet enough. And let's just go for it. I'm really interested to see what this is going to be like. What I'll do, I'll let this completely dry as well and then come back. But I will run it through the washing machine as well, but you won't be able to see that. I'll show it in my finished pages, just to show you what it's actually washed like, because I don't think I'll be able to do that all in one day today and then get this video edited and up for you guys. So that might be too much. I don't know, maybe a little bit. No, I'm not pulling it down any further. So let's blend this out as best as I can. That's the lovely thing with this, it does blend out really nicely. You know, it's easy to blend out. Just make sure that it is really wet. And ideally I want the edges to be quite blurred. I'm going to switch over to a big brush. Or shall I use this one? I'll use this one. Got plenty of water on that. Pull that over because I want the edges to be blurred. This block isn't big enough. Right, now that I've got that a layer down, I'm happy with that. I'm going to add more of the fuchsia because you can see the lines. Oh, it hurts your arms, this. It's a workout. Right, in with some blue. I've not added any more water to the brush as well at this point. Gosh, it does hurt your arms, this. Just don't want that pink to be fully covered. Add more water to the edges here. I've got a funny feeling that it is just going to cover it up. Come on, let's try and get you as flat as possible. You're not going to work for me, are you, with that bit in the middle? I bet you it's going to turn out this like a tie-dye effect. Add some purple. And then where's my dark blue? And what's the dark purple? Dark blue. Should we do this one in layers as well, so I can pop this one outside, let it dry, and then go over the top of it as well? Don't want them lines. I don't like that at all. So what about if I just rub straight onto the actual brush? Will that work a little bit better? Oh yes. Why didn't I think about this before? Try this one. Yeah, I need to cover up that, and there's a little bit there. I'll try, whoops, the black. I mean, I could use, let's clean this off now. I could use the white Inktense to create the stars, but then I'm thinking it's not going to be pigmented enough. That's all. So can I flick this on? See, oh, that works nicely. Whoa, that's working really, really good. Well, I never. So if I put that down now, this really is going to go everywhere, isn't it? Right, so instead of going up completely over the top like I usually do, I'm going to put this on the line and just see how it dries, and then possibly go over with another layer, or even just add some more, and then the white Inktense, and I might try that same effect as well with the cloth as well. So they're both more or less dry now. So we'll take a look at this first. I'll take it out of here. I do need to add the white, but I can do that. I can do that after I've took it out of here. So we'll just unscrew it and pull it off. And that is the Inktense on that cloth. Oh, I've missed a white. I've missed a white. And it didn't bleed through, which I'm pleasantly surprised about. So I just need to add, it's really thick, that, really thick. Just need to add some white to that, which I'll do in a minute. And then this is the t-shirt. Whether I'll wear it or not is a different thing. I might just wear it if I know I'm going to be doing things that are messy. It's not perfect, but you know, it's a first attempt, and I know that it works now. It works on clothes. That's the word that I'm trying to say. So I will try and take a better picture of it for you, because there's only so much that I can fit on frame. Now for the white, I'm thinking that I'm going to have to use the Inktense again for the white, because it's ink. Let's say if I use the Ecoline white, that's watercolour, so it'll just wash out. It will just wash out. I'm not going to attempt to put this one through the washing machine because of how much Inktense that I put on. I put too much on. So it's a good job that I did do a test. So I don't mind, I don't have to wear gloves while I'm doing this part. So let's wet the Inktense and get it activated. Let's add some of these white stars. That should be enough for now. Let's put that to one side. And then just flick the back of the brush. See, I don't know if it's going to be pigmented enough. Let's add a little bit more. Let's try again. So it's going to be very subtle. I don't know what acrylic paint's going to be like. Do you think I should just try it? I think I should. So I'll get my acrylic paint and come back. So I've just used my Americano Deco Art white in a very messy container. A couple of drops of this mixed with a little bit of water should do the trick, I think. I've not changed my water, but it shouldn't really affect it, I don't think. But in saying that, I've got clean water here. So let's give that a mixer. My water tub needs a good clean after all this. Like Inktense everywhere. So let's give this a good mix. I think you would have got that effect with the Inktense, but I just want a brighter one, a brighter colour. I do use as well the Faber-Castell Perfection. It's an eraser pencil. The end of it is brilliant for doing the splatters. So I'll just put that there for now, and then I'll dip this in the paint. I'm going to test it on here first. Yeah, see, that's better. That should show up a little bit better. I think what I'll have to do is take it outside and put it back on the washing line, and then you'll be able to see the colours and everything a lot better than in this video. So let's do the top. So I don't need that now, so that can go in there. Let's move this over, move that up. Let's add a little bit more. It does like to sink in a lot more on this. I'll try just splattering it on like that as well. You can see it like sinks into it. It's not as pigmented as that though, and I don't really know how to get around that issue. I'm gonna add a little bit more water. See, as soon as it touches the t-shirt, it's just like disappearing into the fabric, so I don't think I'll be able to get the effect that I'm after. Let me add a little bit more of the actual paint. Come on, there we go. Let's see if that's any better. Just straight up paint, and I got a big splodge then. That might be a little bit better. What about on this? That probably works better as well, actually. I just want to use this paint up. I don't like wasting paint, so let's add a little bit more water to it. And then I will pop this back on the line, and I'll show you outside. I'll leave it for 10 minutes or so, and then I'll take you outside into my garden and show you the end result for them both. I mean, it's a lot more pigmented here, but I did use a lot more of the Inktense. But I think that this material, it really does just soak up the ink and the paint, and you're not going to get as much of a cool effect. Maybe I should have tried it on a better quality top, but considering it's the first time that I've tried it, I didn't want to chance buying an expensive top or a more expensive top and then it being a complete mess. So I will pop this on the line, and then I will bring you outside and show you the end result. You will have to excuse the rest of my washing on the line. But this is the cloth one. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a lot more pigmented than the other one. Whoa, it's windy today. And then that's the t-shirt. It does look a bit of a mess, but it's my first attempt. Could it be better? Definitely. It's difficult to show you because it is so windy, but that's my first attempt. I will give it another go. I do think on a better sort of material that it will turn out more like this, but yeah, just a nice little tester, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. Just a fun little video, and I will see you in my next one. Take care. Bye.